All right, y'all. So right now I'm just checking the stream health on YouTube to see make sure we got a good streaming service. Let's see. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. Before I'm gonna do a whole um. Hold on, let me check the website first. So listen, y'all. The only thing I need y'all to do is just tap the screen. Y'all continue to get those likes up. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a rundown from yesterday. Um, because today they are going they're going to do part two of this male stripper, right? He was the manager. This male stripper that was testifying what he was doing with him and Cassie and Diddy. So that's going to be um, part two, opening up, and then after, right after him is going to be Cassie. So let me see what we have so far. All right, nothing yet. So it's going to start shortly. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So TikTok, y'all do me a favor. Kobo, man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, I need y'all to do me a favor. Um. TikTok, is my audio good? Y'all, my audio good? Is the stream lagging? Is I need to know. Y'all, let me know if the stream is lagging. So is it good, or y'all can see me well? Yes, Cass is going to take the stand today. All right, cool. 'Cause all right, I got you. Say you got a lot. Mm, everybody else said it's all good. I'm just trying to see. I be trying to get YouTube involved, and I don't even know. I just started YouTube, um, but I want to make sure that my main audience, which is TikTok, make sure y'all is doing good. Uh, because I'm finna go through the whole rundown from the testimonies on yesterday. Uh, so what y'all see in the middle of y'all screen, uh, TikTok y'all see right in front of the courtroom, and right over to the left in the little red area, there's just the update that the updates that's going on inside the court. But let's cover. Um, I'm gonna let the computer check up a little bit. Y'all said there's no lag, but listen, everybody that's in the chat, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to share the live with at least 5 people moderators. Um, can y'all drop this live in the group chat? Cause I gotta see what's going. I mean, yeah, I gotta see what's going on with that. And just to let y'all know before we even get started, um, Diddy, um, y'all can only imagine what is the motion, that the tension that's there uh, by when Cassie do take the stand on this morning. A woman looking at her accuser, right? A woman that's facing and that's looking at you know this hip hop mogul. Y'all listen, for her to sit there and look at him and he look back at her and knowing that it's his fate lies in her hands. Y'all hear what's going on here? His fate lies in her hands. So no matter what she say, all her sworn statements, what the prosecutors have against Diddy, and the list goes on. What comes out of her mouth this morning is going to determine a lot of things just in this part of uh, the this trial when it comes to sex trafficking. All right, so it's going to be. Hey, what's going on, Elizabeth? So you know, you say you wonder if Cass' relationship will be ruined after this. We don't know. We don't know. We can only assume, right? So sit back, relax. I'm gonna tell you all, give y'all a rundown on what happened yesterday. Yesterday, and just to let y'all know, I am getting a little lag. I'm getting a small lag on my uh, let's see. I probably know what it is. I think I know what it is, y'all. So let's do this right here. 'Cause I want to make sure when I give y'all these updates, I want to make sure that I feel good on my end. Because right now I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all. So let's take that off. All right, let's get rid of that. No, 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 no. You're not doing that. No, 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 no. So let's do this. Let let's get out of there. All right. I know what it was, y'all. I know exactly what it was. Thank y'all so much, Misty. How you doing? Amanda, how you doing? Yeah, Cobalt, you seen it. So I know exactly what it was. So I just shut it down. So listen, everybody, thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Y'all just get people in here. Let me finish setting this up so we can go ahead and get started. Because before the court gets started, I'm going to give y'all everybody. I'm gonna get y'all caught up from yesterday. See, this is the time now. I need a secondary screen for my for this PC. Y'all, just bear with me 1 second. Just bear with your boy. Dude, this is frustrating. Let me go. Am okay, there it is. Okay, here it is over here. Okay, we got that. All right. Okay, y'all. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I almost got it. You know, technical difficulties over here. All right. YouTube. Let me ask y'all a question. Is the stream is you know, do y'all hear the audio and is the video quality and is everything good over there? Because what y'all see on y'all screen, y'all see that y'all are looking at the TikTok screen on YouTube. So if everything is good, y'all let me know. You good? Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for that. All right. Are y'all ready? Y'all tap the screen. Let's continue to get those likes up. A rundown from yesterday. So if you were here on yesterday, if you were here on yesterday, y'all know yesterday was very, very, very intense inside that courtroom. The air in that room was so damn intense to where, hell, if anybody moved, you can feel it because of the allegations that was going out. And I'm not even going to say allegations, but to protect this live, I'm going to say allegations. But the testimonies that was going forth from the security guard, right? From the security guard from the hotel, and also uh, the male stripper, right? And based on his testimony, I concluded that this was a black male stripper, and I think he was a manager, right? Allegedly, but with the security guard, uh, brief synopsis: the security guard um, was notified that it was some tussling or some back and forth that was going on at the hotel of the video that was surfaced or that had surfaced the internet by CNN that all of us saw of Diddy allegedly beating the hell out of Cassie, kicking her in her head and dragging her around. We all seen the video. But when that video surfaced, I told you all, I said, hey, something is missing from that video, right? Something was taken out, something was removed. Because if you look at the video, first he was doing what he was doing to Cassie, and then right after that, in the middle of the video, y'all saw him sitting down at the little table area. And then he threw like an object down the hallway, right? So how did he get from point A, moving around, dragging Cassie, kicking her around, from automatically sitting down in a chair, right? Now, come to find out, the security guard intervened, right? The security guard by the name of let me give y'all the security guard name because this stuff is public now. Uh, Israel Flores. Israel Flores. That was his name, the security guard. And now that security guard, he no longer works for the hotel. He now works for the LAPD. But at that time in 2016, he was working for Securitas, right? Everybody familiar with that security company. They got thousands of security guards throughout the United States of America, and that's the company he was working for, and he was contracted with that hotel company. Now, fast forward, um, when he looked at the video, when he was notified of a situation going on at the hotel on that particular floor, he looked at the video camera and he seen a male and a female going at it, right, verbally, right. He didn't know what was said. He didn't see no physical punches or any type of assaults going on when he looked at the camera. So he went down to where Diddy was located, and he straight up and told Diddy, hey man, y'all take that bullshit. I ain't trying to get in the middle of y'all shit, but you take that bullshit back in y'all fucking room. We don't need that ghetto ass mess out in this hallway. So uh after he got done telling Diddy that, Cassie went to went back to the room to grab the rest of her stuff, while the security guard was talking to Diddy. Now, Diddy's security guard was in the proximity of the area, right? They didn't engage. Cassie went and got the rest of her stuff, and she left. The security guard went over to look at Cassie, and he saw, evidence of her fucked up. The security Diddy's security guards was in the area. Uh the security guard that works for the hotel Diddy noticed what was done to Cassie. So Diddy went and offered him, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to see how much. Uh he offered him money. I can't this is a lot of notes. Diddy offered him money to say you didn't see a damn thing. You didn't see shit. So the hotel security guard by the name of Israel, he went back to the security office and he recorded the incident on his phone of what happened because he did not know how to download the information from the hard drive. Was the police notified? No. Nobody was notified. So he recorded the information on his phone. Um, I want to make sure I read this correctly to you all. That's what it was. He noticed a huge black eye on Ventura, the security guard. Hold on. Okay, so the security guard said he did discuss the incident with his supervisor that particular day, as well as during a briefing with the security guards on the next shift. So he told his supervisor. The supervisor notified the security guards that was coming on to the next shift. Because this security guard worked the morning shift from 6 a.m. to like 2, 3 o'clock p.m. And from 3 p.m. to like 11, the security guards on the evening shift knew what happened on the morning shift with Diddy. So the security guard that took the stand on yesterday, he had the footage on his cell phone because he knew if he went and told his wife, hey, I just witnessed Diddy fuck the young lady up, his wife wouldn't have believed him. So he had it on video to show her. Um, so the security guard was letting the jury know on yesterday, hey, even though it happened 9 years ago, I s- it I can remember like it happened on yesterday. All right, like it happened on yesterday. Let me see what's going on. Hold on one second. Let me see if anything started. Um, nothing yet. All right, so and then of course when they cross-examined around about 2 o'clock, 2:30, Diddy's team tried to say, hey, when you first encountered him, why did you say nothing? All that bullshit, but it didn't work. Diddy's team, it didn't work, right? They was looking like a bunch of slop. All right, so enough with that security guard. Damn. So around about 3 o'clock yesterday, the government, right, the feds introduced the second witness, right? Daniel Phillip, that was the male stripper. This is the guy that alleged that uh, he met, he was offered his service. Cassie was the one that reached out to him on numerous occasions, right? She called him uh, the first time and told him, "Hey, I need your service back at my place for a bachelorette party." So when he got there, he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Right? It's just you and this other guy with a hoodie on, right? This the stripper didn't know there was Diddy because his face was covered up. Diddy was out the way. The stripper went in, got. I think he was offered $4,000 the first time. He was offered money, and he was offered money. I hate to say this. He was offered money, and so Cassie only had like on some lingerie and like this I forgot what was this color hat. I mean she was dolled up. She was down. She didn't have her birthday suit on, but she was very close, damn near close to it. So Cassie instructed the stripper to rub baby oil on her and told the stripper whatever happens after that just happens. So the stripper did what he was at. So when I guess during this encounter, the stripper looked at Diddy and said, "Hey man, who are you? You know what you do for a living?" Uh, Diddy replied, "I want to make sure I say this correctly. He worked in the importing and exporting business." Here it is. Yeah, Combe told Phillips he was in the importing and exporting business. That was the first encounter, right? So while then he later found out was Diddy. While Cassie and the stripper was doing a thing, Diddy was orchestrating everything. Do this, slow down. While all this was going on, Diddy was sitting in the corner, I guess, allegedly in a chair, videotaping everything while choking the chicken. Now, the uh, the stripper alleged he told them the jury that these incidents, because this happened several times, these incidents can go from anywhere between 4 hours up to 10 hours at a time. Now, this what the stripper also said. The stripper said that after maybe the first or second time, Cassie told the stripper that his chicken was the biggest one she ever seen. So she wanted a DP of him. He sent it to her. Shortly thereafter that, Diddy and Cassie did it again, right? You know what I'm talking about. The next day, a few hours later, Cassie get on the phone, call the male stripper, say, "Hey, I want you to come back. I want some more of that." That's the biggest thing I ever said. I need you to come back, right? So they did that several times. But during the opening statement, according to the federal government and the witness testimonies, Diddy throughout these kings that we know as freak offs, these they named it. Diddy named it something else. It was King something. I forgot what it was. Diddy would instruct male strippers or escorts with the to Cassie and the women that was at these parties. He will instruct them to urinate in these women's mouths, and if they would try to stop it or leave from it, he would put his hands on these women, especially Cassie. So while they was enjoying these, these activities, he would tell them, make sure you're smiling, make it look good because I'm getting it on film. So I wanted to make sure I interjected that in there. So back to the male stripper, um, Diddy took his information, like took his driver's license information, his address, social security number, all of this stuff, and he told him this is for insurance purposes only. So just in case you go out and say some shit, I got this on you. And also I got the film. So that's where that's pretty much the update so far. So they have to do a part, they have to finish um talking to they will finish finish talking to jury the jury. I mean, not the jury. This witness, right? The stripper. So that's where we at right now. That's where we're at. This is part two on the stripper. And then after the stripper, that's when Cassie is going to take the stand. So that's what we're at. Do anybody have any questions? Now, can I dig in a little bit? Yes, I can. Yeah. Okay, Tiffany, I got you. Hold on, y'all. So when y'all hear me silent, that means I'm getting updates from from the internet. All right. So of course. Now, let me say this. While all of these testimonies was going forward on yesterday, I told you all, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. You say you have heard people say she is guilty too. Yeah, I've heard that also. Um, because what is according to the witness, right? This the male stripper. Uh, Cassie wasn't your wasn't the victim that she's playing out to be. All right. Now let me say this here. But along with the male stripper, he said that he witnessed on several occasions where Diddy used to beat the hell out of Cassie. When I say he used to tell Cassie, when I do something, I mean when I say something, you do it, right? Because remember, Diddy have been grooming Cassie since she was like 19 years old. 18, 19, hell, it probably started before that. We don't know. But when it was made public, she was 19, right? So when you're dealing with a hip hop music mogul, I mean, especially somebody of Diddy's status, right? You don't find too many people that can get to his status, right? His status quo. So when you're dealing with somebody like Diddy, And then on top of that, she was the new the new upcoming music artist. And during this time, she's trying to put her name out there too. So of course, she did what she did. She got with Diddy, and of course, it turned into a this type of relationship and woo 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 woo. Um, but with the witness, he did allege on yesterday. Hey man, this dude used to beat the hell out of this girl. And one of the times I was in the room, they was in the next. All right, stop playing.
Who would perform for things like bachelorette parties. But he said that he was paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura back in 2013 in a New York City hotel while Sean Diddy Combs allegedly sat in the corner, watched, and masturbated. This morning, his family entered the courthouse rather, while leaving a black van. This includes his children, his sons, and also his twin daughters. His family has heard graphic allegations of the alleged sexual encounters, and his daughters walked out during that testimony. Phillips, the second witness of the day, said he was told by his boss that he was going to perform at a bachelorette party at the Gramercy Park Hotel, but when he arrived, he saw Cassie in red lingerie and a red wig. He testified she said that they would rub baby oil on each other and would see where things would go from there while her husband was there. Combs was allegedly in a corner in a white, concealing his face with a bandana, but Phillips said he recognized Diddy's voice. He was paid a few $1,000s when he left. Phillips said this went on more times, meeting up at hotels or their homes, and Diddy would direct them while having sex. Now, a supporter of the alleged victims, Jaguar Wright, spoke out before this morning.
I do believe there's a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Y'all, that's
Oh, it needs
Jaguar,
to
right?
be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts that.
Now, Phillips also testified that he witnessed Combs assault Cassie in their home and that he feared for his own life, but eventually befriended Cassie. Now, the person to testify before him was the hotel security guard who responded to the incident caught on surveillance video in that Los Angeles hotel back in 2016 when Diddy was caught on video assaulting Cassie. And he testified that Diddy threw a sack of money at him in their hotel room afterwards to keep quiet. That testimony.
All right, so so I told y'all this
Is
already.
the
Hold on,
prosecution's
let me
star
cut
witness.
this off.
We're live outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Michelle Ross, back to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, so I told you this already, right? If you've been following. So y'all see that Jaguar, right? She's there. Okay. Now, is she in the courtroom? I don't think so. More than likely, she's outside. I don't know. I'm not there. But Jaguar Wright made it very clear. I want to make sure that he lay eyes on me and I lay eyes on him. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why Jaguar Wright, plugged herself in this ordeal. I don't know. That ain't got shit to do with me. I know she talked about her and Jay-Z relationship a lot, right? But her, I don't know. Her and Diddy, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, like I was saying, you know, as far as when it comes to his children, his daughters, right? I can give a rat's ass about, his especially his oldest son, because his sons knew exactly what was going on. And these men, I mean, they grown. So I really don't give a fuck how they thinking right now. It's his daughters. You're listening to your father being accused of beating the hell out of women, right? They probably knew this. I don't know. We wasn't there. We can only assume. Uh, but they just heard that their father, you know, telling, these male escorts, to pee in other women's mouths and to take this and take that, all while under the influence of, right? and then you're hearing, especially with the opening, the opening statements from the federal government, right? When they was, hey, these are the charges that we are, that, and this is for the sex trafficking. You know, can y'all imagine? You know, it's like, as a father, it's like, dude, that ain't you. There's no way you can tell us how to treat a woman. There is no way you could tell us or help us to, on how to look for a man, or how to become a great wife, and all, or how to treat her. Like, dude, look at you hear what I'm saying? I mean, do y'all hear what I'm? Is this making sense? Right? So, yeah, yeah, it really just sad all the way around. I mean, I don't care how you look at this. Um, you know, from the putting, his hands on Cassie, and but also, them say, hey, some of these events Cassie wasn't forced, right? She engaged a lot of, this stuff, right? She engaged. I orchestrated, but she the one that say, hey, you. She called him up and said everything, set everything up. Was she groomed? When she take the stand, we'll know. But right now, we don't know. Uh, you said she was groomed. She learned this from him. Well, we can actually make that that statement very clear. I mean, that statement very clear when she takes the stand. So right now, everything is still, allegedly, right?
Hotel room back in 2016 of Sean Diddy Combs kicking Cassie while she was on the ground coming around the corner. I think we've all seen that very closely. How key of a piece of evidence is that for the prosecution?
It is key. And if you're the prosecution or any trial lawyer in any case, you want to start out strong. That primacy and recency, that's something that you're as a law student. So you want to start with your best evidence and your best witness. And we know the government's star witness is Cassie, of course, but what they want to do is lay the foundation for that video. So that's why they brought in a current LAPD officer, a former security guard who can lay the foundation for that video and can talk about the black eye that Cassie suffered and the fact that she wanted to leave and escape this freak off. And Combs reportedly offering him a bribe to cover it up. So I think it's a very important first witness to get that video in. In addition to the violence against Cassie, Combs broke a vase over in the hotel. So that's something that also shows the sort of violent streak, really erratic behavior, him sitting in a towel with just his socks on. So really disturbing and also graphic details by Flores, the first government witness. I thought he did well on cross examination too.
Yeah, he said he had a devilish smile. That's what he said of Combs.
Yo, that's not me. That's their.
Examination, we've
Yeah,
already
that's
seen
their.
it with
That's their
the
audio.
defense trying to poke holes or the talk about the credibility of it in terms of the bribe as well. How will that be a strategy for them to try to make it seem like these people aren't telling the truth? Because they also laid it in opening statements about that everyone has a different motive, that people should look at those motives of what they say on the stand. How will the credibility factor be used by the defense?
It will be. And we know that this case is going to come down to credibility, not just the victims in the case, but all the government witnesses. And, from the defense team, it was Steele that cross examined this particular witness. He, of course, really did an outstanding job for the defense in the Young Thug trial. And
All right, y'all. Hey, hey. Y'all just keep listening. Let me grab some water. Just keep listening.
examination, they really focused on some of the things that Flores left out of that report. Andy, like you said, the devilish smile, that wasn't included in there. There was a male individual in the hotel room. Again, that wasn't included in the report as well. So, what the defense is trying to do is cast doubt upon some of the elements that Flores was testifying about that didn't make its way into a report. And this is what good defense lawyers do. They just want to plant that seed of doubt, especially when you're talking about a security guard or a potential law enforcement witness. I think that's important and scored some points there.
Yeah, that is a very good point, talking about the credibility of this. And like you mentioned, some of those components of it. I do want to get into, because you mentioned the star witness is going to be Cassie when she takes the stand. She is also very pregnant in terms of this. We're not exactly sure when she's going to testify, but let's get into and preview that a little bit, because it's going to be fascinating that they need to be aggressive, but not too aggressive. How much of a tightrope is it for both sides?
It's going to be interesting because, again, you have someone who is going to be very sympathetic. She's a pregnant woman. She is a victim, admittedly, at least of physical violence. The defense is going to argue that she was not sexually assaulted. But I think you have to be careful, because if you're very aggressive, and obviously you want to do a good job for your client if you're a defense lawyer, you can really turn off the jurors. So I think they're going to talk about some of the things that came up in opening statement, right? The jealousy, the fact that she stayed in this relationship for more than a decade. I mean, these are all the questions that the jurors are going to have. That's why the prosecution is going to try to bring in an expert witness that's going to talk about the psychology of an abuse victim, why someone might stay in a relationship, even though they're being physically and sexually abused. And of course, they're going to try to get her to admit that she too was violent with Combs and that this was a mutually violent relationship. Doesn't excuse it, doesn't make it legal, but it can explain some of the physical misconduct that we saw in that 2016 video.
Yeah, the force, fraud, and coercion point of it. They usually bring in the expert. And they also pointed already today that Cassie did leave this relationship with Sean Diddy Combs on her own, and they did eventually part ways. How powerful will that testimony from some of the experts in the psychology of this, a domestic violence survivor, a victim of this kind, how powerful could that be?
It's very powerful, and I've represented a lot of victims of physical and sexual assaults, and I think jurors know, they bring in their real life experience. I think everyone knows someone who is in an abusive relationship, and sometimes they don't have the strength to leave. So, really, the irony here is the defense is trying to build up Cassie and the other victims. They were talking about how they're strong, independent women who made these decisions voluntarily, right? That plays into that consent theme. The prosecution, of course, is going to talk about that psychology of abuse, that really she couldn't leave, notwithstanding all these terrible things that were happening to her. So there's this fascinating dynamic where the defense is actually building up the victims to say that everything that they were doing was consensual and it wasn't psychological manipulation or force.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Of course, that video, it all comes kind of back to that video as you can see it directly in front of you, the jury can, about that domestic assault, even though this is a case about sex trafficking. I do want to ask you one of my last questions, because on Twitter, on social media, baby oil is trending. They brought that up again. That's going to be kind of the hot topic in terms of what we see in the media circus around the case. But it's about what's going on inside the case. Can you lay that out one more time for us? Because it's not about what we hear on social media, about what's going on in the media. It's about what's in the case, correct?
It is. And, everyone's talking about the baby oil, and it came up during Garagos' opening statement. She said there's nothing illegal about,
Thank y'all so much for letting me know there wasn't no sound. I had forgot to hit that motherfucking mute button. That was my bad. Damn it. So I'm about to say this shit again. So I read your comment. Uh, you say you wonder if the pregnancy was planned. Let me say this here. Married couples, more than likely they plan the birth of their child. And I could say that on a 95% level. They were planning. Babe, what you think about a baby? Oh. What you think about a baby? I want one. Are you okay with that? I mean, whatever you say. I mean, all right. All right, baby, there you go. There go your child. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Appreciate it. All right. All right. Now, I can only imagine the energy that's going to be in that courtroom when Cassie takes the stand. And the biggest reason why I say this, I mean, are they going? I mean, did anything start? I guess not. I'm assuming nothing started yet because we're waiting. If y'all listen, chat, do me a favor. What time is it right now in New York? What is the time right now in New York? I don't know. I need some help. What is the time in New York? It's 11:07 in New York, and they haven't started yet. What the fuck? I don't know what the hell is going on. That wait. What you mean? You said they have started? Cassie has taken the stand. What you mean? I'm not getting no updates on that. What you mean she taking the stand? Where? Where are you watching this? Oh, okay. I see it on the stand right now, Cassie. Got it. Got it. Oh shit. I see it. I see it. Oh fuck. Cassie is on the stand. So why the Washington Post? You know what? You know what? The Washington Post. I'm paying for this shit right now. Let's do this right here. Okay. Let me do this. All right. Got it. Okay, y'all. I got the updates. I'm back on the Washington Post. Got it. My bad. Sorry. My bad. All right. Real quick. Real quick, y'all. Let me speed y'all up. So they tried to make the stripper think. Now this is Diddy's defense attorney. They tried to make the stripper think that he thought that had this whole concept that he was in a relationship with Cassie. The fuck? So this right here was doing a cross examination 33 minutes ago. So they have finished the cross examination of the male stripper. Um, all right. So the male stripper. Mm, Okay, so the defense attorney asked Ventura's Cassie husband not to be in the courtroom, citing amongst other reasonings a threatened text fine allegedly sent to Combs' phone. Hold on, whoa. While on the jury, while the jury's on a short break, Sean Combs' team in the courtroom discussing issues related to Cassie Ventura's testimony, which is coming up next. That was 15 minutes ago. A defense attorney asked that the Ventura husband, Alex, not to be in the courtroom. So her husband is not in the courtroom. So 7 minutes ago, Diddy appeared nervous as he went to the holding area for the break before Cassie Ventura's testimony. He adjusted his clothing and glanced over at at one of his sons. The rest of his family had left the room already. He usually has a big smile for his supporters, but this time he appeared stoic. 8 minutes ago, the government has called Cassie Ventura to the witness stand. Victoria, okay, her husband, he's back now in the courtroom. The defense dropped its objection said her object. And Sean Combs' family is returning back to the courtroom. Um, Cassie Ventura, the R&B singer and former romantic partner of Sean Combs, entered the courtroom in a brown turtleneck dress ahead of her widely anticipated testimony. The body-hugging dress highlights the Ventura is in a third trimester of her pregnancy. So she wore that dress to show off her pregnancy. And she in her third trimester, meaning her last. So she's somewhere anywhere between 6, 7 to 9 months. Somewhere up in there. All right, so the prosecutors began asking Cassie about the arguments she had with Sean Combs over the course of their romantic relationships. Ventura said the arguments will often end in physical abuse. He would knock me over, drag me, kick me, stump me in the head if I was down, Cassie said. That's where we at so far. That was 4 minutes ago. Everybody on YT, how y'all doing over there? Y'all hanging in over there? I know I ain't been live over there, and there's only a few of you all in the room. If y'all still with me, let me know. Let me know. Put a 1 in the comments if y'all still with me over on YT. Y'all good? Y'all still with me? Let me know. Put a 1 in the comments. Oh, I ain't say TikTok. Okay, well hell, y'all can do it too. So far, what the court have heard from, court states the prosecutors are talking to Cassie right now. Man, can y'all imagine? Because they say that Diddy, he's very nervous. Uh, and she's talking right now. So far, the update is, hey, every time we have a back and forth, he always putting his hands on me. Every single time. He would knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head if I was down. So what y'all seen, in a hotel, that video footage, that wasn't the only time. She said every time they have a disagreement, when she will fall to the ground, he will kick her in her head. You said if Kim was here, I bet she would be testifying too. You asking what's the Jaguar news? Uh, what is Tiffany doing in the chat? So once again, this is no longer allegedly, right? But we're going to say it for the sake of the channel. But this is no longer. My goodness, what's with the fucking security? Yo, y'all, the police presence has stepped up in front of the courtroom. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Y'all, the police presence has completely stepped up in front of the courtroom. YouTube, y'all see the same thing TikTok see. Y'all, they just came out of nowhere. And this is Homeland Security. It just came out of nowhere. Cassie takes the stand, security beef up. Y'all, that don't look. You got Homeland Security. That racketeering gonna be a motherfucker. I'll just tell you that right now. So this is the feds that's questioning Cassie. So right now they still talking to her, y'all. They still talking to her. So to give y'all an update right now, if y'all remember, if y'all know Lil Rod, a producer who worked on Combs' most recent project, the Love album, um, he's in a lawsuit filed against Combs last year. Jones allegedly that he was forced to solicit Smex. These folks trying to clear their name. He was forced to solicit Smex workers and perform Smex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs from 2022 to 2023. Combs' legal team denies the allegations and called them pure fiction. So that's what's going on right now. So Diddy is getting hit left to right. That's right, Tiffany. They did say he could face life in prison based on those RICO charges. So right now they just dealing with the SMEX traffic. Those the charges he should be worried about is some fucking RICO charges. No, yes, the SMEX charges was, I mean, yeah, they're terrible. But it's the RICO charges he needs to be on the lookout for. You're asking, is Jay Z involved? Jay Z name wasn't mentioned. Y'all got to remember, this trial is going to go anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. All right. Right now, they just dealing with the SMEX traffic. Okay, it's um it's the beginning. They right now they're laying the table out. Right. So this is why they're dealing with the security guard that witnessed. Right. That said that he was bribed. He was given money uh uh from y'all know who I'm talking about, from Diddy. And then on top of that, let me scoot this over just a little bit. And then on top of that, you know, they spoken with them one of the male strippers. And the male strippers said, hey, this what went down, this what happened. And the defense team tried to argue the fact that, hey man, you thought you was in a relationship with Cassie. Well, hell, she called me all the time. When she needs some DICK, she called me. She said I was the biggest thing that she ever had. She called me. This is according to the male stripper. She hit me up. They pay me. And there were times where I met with Cassie outside of Diddy's knowledge. So now Cassie is on the stand. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear Tiff. Yo, what's going on? This your boy Great Vibes on 10 for the win. Tiffany, how you doing?
I'm working and I'm listening, so I'm busy. But I have a real quick question. I just feel like you might have an answer. How is he facing RICO charges whenever that's organized crime and there's no other parties? I don't get
This is why,
it.
right? This is why people like Lil Rod, there's filing these lawsuits against. This is why everybody is trying to detach their name from Diddy, right? Especially these males that came out forward and say Diddy did such and such to me. Who knows? More than likely, their name's going to get brought up in these RICO charges. I don't know, but you're right.
So
It's an
do you think
organized
that it's
crime.
just yes. So do you think that it's just pending like because but with an indictment cuz I know people that have went through similar things unfortunately. With indictments they can seal them. So do you think they're just waiting for the trial to unseal them and serve these papers cuz the feds don't play right anyways. We all know that.
Uh, that's a great question. That's a great, but you
Okay.
remember?
I'm gonna keep listening. Y'all keep tapping. I'm sorry. I just had to ask. It don't
No,
make no
no.
sense. The math isn't mathin'.
So, oh shit. Okay, got updates, y'all. So remember, before I give y'all these updates, remember last November I told you all after they took Diddy in, November 16th of last year into federal custody. They a week after that, they already had 52 witnesses already, and I'm not talking about the Buzzbee lawsuit. I'm talking about actual witnesses, and more than likely these are the names that's going to come up in court or the people that's going to come forward. That's why uh, allegedly it's keep going around. Hey man, it's too much proof out here. You know that you didn't do A, B, and C. But those RICO charges, yeah, you're right. It's an organized crime. It was a lot of people that was tied into that, and they trying to clear their name. But it's not going to happen. The feds got what they got. So if their names do come up in court, you think they ain't gonna get subpoena? Shit. So you're right. All right. So the update. Cassie right now is testifying about the freak off. Okay. Which she says P. Diddy introduced her to her within the first year of their relationship. Sean proposed to the idea of this sexual encounter that he called what? I'ma spell this, y'all. VOYEURISM. VOYEURISM. Voyeurism, voyeurism. I don't know. This according to Cass.
I know what that is.
What is that?
Where a man or a woman likes to have relations and then be watched. I think. Like if you have a window open and you know that you can be seen like they get off on other people watching them have sex acts. Look it up. It's a real thing.
So no matter where they go, they just all in 5 o'clock traffic with the windows down and just getting it. Okay. Um, she said, I mean, so ask what a freak. Now, so this is what the prosecutors is asking Ventura. What 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 does a freak off entail? Right. This is what we all been waiting for. Ventura said it included the hiring of a male escort and and setting up this experience and performing. Combs would direct this performance, she said. Ventura had her eyes down while thinking back on this, pausing to slow down and exhale. So while she's talking, she's reliving everything with her head looking at the floor. Damn. So um also I just read this is her statement. I just remember my stomach falling to my butt. Just the nervousness and confusion in that moment, Cassie said, recounting her feelings when she first learned about the nature of a freak off. She was 22 at the time. So, all right, so she wasn't 19. She was 22 and didn't have a concept how that would be a turn on, she said. But Ventura says she loved Combs very much and wanted to make him happy. So the freak off entail um, him, her, male escorts, and him directing the whole event. All right, here we go. Cassie Vittoria didn't feel she had much of a choice but to participate in Sean Combs' freak-offs. She's testifying. Cassie, who described herself as naive and a total people pleaser, quote unquote, fear making him angry or uncomfortable with a rejection. Combs controlled much of her life, she said. Later, Ventura feared that she would be blackmailed with videos and images of her participating in the freak-offs as well as threatened with violence. He had, now this is what she's saying. He had many resources to spread those images on the internet. She said, I was always in the back, it was always in the back of my mind that I would somehow be hurt by him. Sean is a really polarizing person, also very charming. So it's hard to be able to decide in the moment who what who you need when he's telling you what he's want. What he wants. So, oh shit. Okay, now this shit is coming up. So she's saying when he's charming, she don't know what personality is going to come thereafter. Let me. Damn, they ass was all in Mexico. Let me pull this up. So once again, to give y'all an update, Cassie is saying that she didn't have much of a choice to participate uh in these freak offs. I ain't gonna hold y'all right now, but I'm working the hell out of my processor on my computer. These fans are screaming right now. It did my y'all is my camera freezing up on you know what, fuck it. Let's close this down. We're not gonna do that. Because right now my processor is hollering. Y'all, am I freezing up? I ain't gonna hold y'all because I got several windows that's open right now. So let's do this right here. Let's do this. Hold on, y'all. Everybody said I'm free. All right, so this is what we're gonna do right now, because I'm not gonna restart my computer. Let's shut down. Let's shut this down. All right, YouTube, appreciate it. Everybody that's on YouTube, come over to TikTok right now. Come over to TikTok.